call on Deputy Cairns on behalf of the Social Democrats. You have 5
Thank you,
minutes.
Chair. First of all, I'd like to congratulate both of you on your appointments. It's exciting to see a new department, a really focused one, and I look forward to working with you on, particularly in relation to the shocking rates of sexual assault and rape in our third level and further institutions in Ireland. But of course on lots of other things, and today I'll focus on the reopening of college in these unique times. Minister, the reopening of third level education will be as challenging as the reopening of schools. Colleges and universities are doing the best they can to prepare against a backdrop of some uncertainty. Students and families need your department to provide clarity and the necessary resources. So I have 3 points I'd like to raise. Firstly, it has been reported that you plan to provide over 1,000 extra college places for high demand courses to ease pressure. And while of course any initiative that enables more people to attend college is welcome, but we do have to ask, will the corresponding resources be put in place to support that? More students will put additional stress on a third level sector that operates at near full capacity already. For example, medical courses cost multiples of what universities receive per student. Numbers of dental students are limited by the amount of dental chairs, for example. So the announcement of additional numbers is welcome, but has to coincide with the announcement of additional resources. And then there's obviously the knock-on effect on increased costs for student healthcare, mental health services, on accommodation, and a vastly oversubscribed SUSI. Without proper resources, these additional places will only be for those who can afford it. The media coverage has focused on prominent courses such as medicine, law and engineering. And I'm wondering if you've examined if additional places will be needed in further education and skills training too. Will apprenticeship schemes, agricultural courses and others need more capacity as well? The provision of extra places also presents a challenge when colleges have to implement social distancing. I'm wondering, will this result in a de facto policy of many courses going mostly, if not all, online? And if so, when will students be informed? Because many are making decisions about booking accommodation now, so they need to know. Also, can you outline what levels of engagement you've had with colleges and universities about these additional places? Were they aware of them? Secondly, the focus will fall firmly on Leaving Cert results and college admissions next week. And while a lot of attention has understandably been on this year's Leaving Cert students who have endured uncertainty for months, those who are entering third level through other means are also impacted. In some cases, up to 30% of admissions are from students who have not completed the Leaving Cert that year. Your department needs to provide clear guidance on how these students will be supported. Those using last year's results to access college, students completing the Leaving Cert applied, mature students and others need clarity. So I'm wondering what assurances you can give us these students will be treated fairly in the coming weeks as well. The Union of Students of Ireland and others have rightly called for a reduction in student contribution fees to reflect the challenges students and their families face at this unique time. Third level education is a public service and it should be available to everybody. Earlier this week, you said that registration fees for students are too high and you'd like to see the fees addressed. I agree, and I'm wondering if this reduction can be expedited immediately, because it's essential that it helps this year's students who are facing considerable uncertainty, loss of income and additional costs. Finally, Minister, the SUSI system, an essential lifeline for many, defines students in the early stages as dependent or independent when they first apply. And so even if their personal circumstances dramatically change, they remain categorised according to that initial assessment. This feature of the statutory instrument at times deprives students of support they're entitled to. So I wonder if you can assure us that a more flexible system that allows students to change their classification from dependent to independent, if that is the case, will be put in place. I didn't realise there was such a thing as a sitting that didn't have questions. I'm not sure what the point of making a statement is, but if you don't mind, and it's okay if you don't want to, I didn't realise that was the nature of it, particularly in relation to that issue. If you need to change from dependent to independent, which is kind of a natural thing often during your college years, is there something that could be done to change that? Thank you.
Thank you, Deputy Cairns. Minister, brief.
The other question, what I will do
please.
is, I'm planning on doing a review of Susie, but I'll see if we can expedite looking at that based on the point Deputy Kearns has made, and I'll write to her directly on it. Can I just, in the brief time also, because you asked did the colleges know about the extra places, and I think which is a really important point, we went out to them. So what we've done is, of the 1,250 places, which is roughly a 3% increase, we've identified, I think it's 363 of them in health and education places, by asking them, could you take on an extra dental place or student place? The other 900 places will be divided up, a quota given to each higher education institution based on the latest year's undergraduate intake.
Thank you.
And we're asking them to allocate them against their high demand courses, so it is bottom up. I'll write to you on the rest.
Thank you, Minister. Some members might have noticed